Welcome to your junior orientation.
You will need your transcript, yellow registration form, and pink A through G requirement form. Your transcript is a confidential document that shows all of your grades that you have earned at Camarillo High School and will continue to earn throughout your 4 years here. It is also a permanent record, meaning that any grade that you earn will remain there forever. This is an example of a second semester sophomore transcript, which shows the classes you are currently taking right now, as well as the classes and grades you earned during your freshman year and during the first semester of your sophomore year. Please note your biographical information. If there's any misspelling of your name, if your gender is wrong, or if your address is incorrect, please see either Mrs. Lopez or Mrs. Stamatovich in the records office, which is located in the main office just outside of the counselor wing.
Here is a credit summary box in detail that you will see at the bottom of your transcript. There are 4 columns listed. The first is the credits required for graduation. The second column is what you have completed. The third column is your work in progress this semester. And the fourth column is what is still needed for graduation. In addition to the 230 credits required for the diploma, there are also 2 proficiencies needed. The first is the computer proficiency. You can fulfill this requirement by taking a specific class that fulfills the computer literacy requirement or taking a test. The test is offered multiple times throughout the school year. The other requirement or proficiency is the math proficiency. You must pass through Math 1 second semester or 1B or a higher math class.
Now refer to the junior information sheet, which has your A through G requirements. Of special note at the bottom is our recommendation to take the PSAT next October prior to taking the SAT or the ACT for the first time in the spring of your junior year.
What does A through G mean? A through G are the categories to be eligible for admission to a CSU or a UC school. They are categorized Area A through G. The first Area A, History, 2-year requirement. Area B, English, 4 years. Area C, Math, 3 years. You must have Math 1, Math 2, and Math 3. Area D, Science, 2 years of a lab science. Area E, Foreign Language, 2 years. Area F, Visual or Performing Arts, 1 year. And finally, Area G, Elective, 1 year. Remember, with A through G classes, you must receive a C or better in the class, no Ds or Fs, and of course strive for the highest grade possible.
You've just heard about the A through G requirements. Now to review the graduation requirements. You will need 230 total credits to graduate. This is done by completing 40 credits of English, 30 credits of math, 20 credits of PE, 25 credits of combined science and health, 35 social science credits, and 10 credits of a foreign language or visual performing art, or a combination of the two. Finally, you will need 70 elective credits. And in addition, as you've already heard, you will need to meet the math proficiency, computer proficiency, and pass both sections of the California High School exit exam.
On this slide, you will see the 23 Cal States, 10 UC campuses, and a note on private colleges. Remember, it's never too soon to start thinking about where you might want to apply your senior year. If you fulfill your A through G requirements, this is a list of some of the campuses that you may apply to.
This year, the NatCat College Fair will be held on Monday, April 25th at the Ventura County Fairgrounds. It goes from 5:30 to 8:30. Cal States, UCs, as well as private universities will be represented. There will be financial aid information and college testing, such as SATs and ACTs. This is a free event with free parking.
This is the slide that reviews your 11th grade course selection form. Please turn your attention to this form at this time. There are a few changes from last year, so please listen carefully. You will need to put your name and ID at the top of this form. The first category is English. You will need to select one of the options listed below, either English 3 College Prep, English 3 Advanced Placement, or English 3 Advanced Placement 0 period. You will notice there is a space in the last column where your current English teacher will need to write in the class they are recommending for you to take, as well as initial. This step is a change from last year, so please make sure you have this part filled out. The second category is math. There are several options listed below. You will need to work with your current math teacher to have them fill in the class that they are recommending, as well as teacher initial. You can see the options listed below: Math 1B, Math 1, 2, and 3, Pre-Calculus, Pre-Calculus Honors, Calculus AB, Calculus BC, Statistics AP, and College Algebra. Every student is at a different math placement, so again, please make sure that you work with your current math teacher for proper placement. The third category is science. Although some of you may have already met the science requirement needed for graduation, you may choose to take a science class as an elective next year. The options are listed below: marine biology, physiology, chemistry college prep, chemistry honors, chemistry advanced placement, physics college prep, physics advanced placement, and environmental science advanced placement. The fourth category is social science. All juniors will need to take a U.S. history course. The options are listed below. You will either select U.S. History College Prep, U.S. History Advanced Placement, or there is also a 0 period option for U.S. History College Prep. Finally, the fifth and sixth class option is for the elective category. For some of you, this may be your world language, sport, VPA, ROP, or computer class. There are several different options for electives. The classes are listed on the back of this sheet and will be referred to in detail on the next slide. Once you have made your decision, you will need to list your electives and the course number on the space provided. Please make sure that you have a total number of 6 classes selected on this form. If you are signing up for a 0 period, you must have 7 classes on this form.
This is the backside of your registration form showing all the electives available to you as a junior next year. Real quickly, I'll just point out some of the highlights. In agriculture, we have a 0 period that is available to you if you're behind in credits or you just like to take a 7th class in addition to your other 6 classes. As always, since your freshman year, we still have floral design and ag if you've never taken a class in this department. Moving down to art, now would be a good time with more elective space to take one of our A through G approved art classes, whether it's the visual art, which is an introductory art class, a painting class, which is legitimate painting and not finger painting, boys, 3D sculpture with Mrs. Santana, and art history, which are the 2 classes that are for students if you're like me and you can only draw stick figures. That would be the 2 classes that you'd probably be best suited for. And also AP Studio Art for our Van Goghs out there. Moving on to business education, Microsoft Office. If you have not taken or passed a computer literacy test and want to learn about PowerPoint, Excel, Publisher, and how to type correctly. Economics and business ownership, which is given priority to seniors first, but is a way for a junior to not only take their economics class and get their computer requirement. So it is a double dip class. One thing to note, if you are potentially an NCAA athlete, it does not count for your eligibility, so you would not want to take this class. Consumer and Family Sciences, we have Culinary Foundation, which is a beginning cooking class. Developmental Psychology, otherwise known as the baby class. Teaching and Learning, only if you've taken the Developmental Psychology class. And World Cuisine, if you've already taken the Culinary Foundations class. Industrial Tech, Woodshop, Drafting, Cabinet Making and Architectural Design if you've already taken the drafting class. Down to Social Science, AP Psychology, which is also run as a 0 period. College Prep Psychology and Sociology, and even if you've taken Geography as a freshman, you can take AP Human Geography and still take the AP test at the end of the year. What is not on this slide but is in front of you on your form is a Mexican American Chicano class, which we are trying to get enough students, at least 30 of you, to sign up, which will be taught by Mr. Palazuelos, and a Criminal Justice class, which both of which count for elective credit in the G area for the A through G requirements. In the center, the big difference is marching band and vocal ensemble. Vocal ensemble is a new name instead of it being called choir, and marching band is now offered 7th period. Below that, in world languages, we still offer Mandarin Chinese, French, German, Spanish, and native speaker Spanish if you already speak Spanish. At the bottom of the center column under non-departmental, we have classes, most of which require getting a teacher signature first, whether it's yearbook, the Stinger, also known as Writing for Publication with Mr. Storr, Drum with Mr. Winterstein, or ASB with Ms. Prestera. We also have a peer resource class for students who want to be involved with on-campus activities, for example, Red Ribbon Week. We have work experience if you have a job, a legal job, and you are paying taxes on your earnings. You would sign up for that in the counselor hallway. We will have a registration form or just sheet for you to fill out. We have Avid 3 offered during the day and zero period and a video production class. Now, the video production class is responsible for Cam High Connect each Friday. Finally, we have Internet Essentials and an IT Essentials class. You need the Internet would be your first class, and after that you can take IT Essentials, and that's basically learning how to work on computers. Over to the right, your sports. If you're already on a varsity team this year, JV team, you'd select one of those sports. As always, we will be double checking that with the rosters we receive from coaches. Then we have a song leading class, in case you didn't know, in addition to the cheerleaders, and that meets during zero period. And finally, what used to be known as ROP, now known as CEC for the Career Education Center. We have a whole list of classes, I believe between 25 to 30 classes, going anywhere from welding to auto repair, auto paint, to nursing assistant, to an unmanned aviation class, in other words, drones, to graphic design, to floral design. Like I said, between 25 and 30 classes that you would take twice a week at the Camarillo Airport. If you're interested in any of these, please see Ms. Brugman in the counseling office.
The Career Education Center at the airport offers elective choices. This was formerly known as ROP. Most classes are offered 2 afternoons or 2 evenings a week. Some classes meet only once a month. If you're interested, see Ms. Brugman or Mrs. Swaven.
Chords at Camarillo High School. This slide shows you the following chords that you can potentially get: agriculture, music, business and technology, consumer and family science, industrial tech, ASB, journalism, mock trial, art, foreign language, drama, and Model United Nations. If you're interested in achieving a chord, please make sure that you either see your counselor or the specific elective department. Future Junior To-Do List. This is a slide that gives you a few examples of some tips that we would like you to follow for next year. The first is to take the PSAT in October, which will prepare you to take the SAT or ACT in the spring of your junior year. There will be some changes to the SAT that will affect your class. Stay tuned. Also, consider applying for an academy, pre-engineering program, community law enforcement, construction, global trade and logistics, and naval construction training. Please see your counselor about these opportunities.
Registration forms are to be turned in the week of March 21st. That's March 21st through the 25th. This is when you'll be meeting one-on-one with your counselors. Summer school at ACHS for credit recovery will be one 5-week session. The dates are June 27th to July 28th. You can earn back a maximum of 10 credits. You'll need to see your counselor at a later date for the forms.
Shmoop, a silly name, but a free, valuable resource for those of you who would like more information or to take practice exams for any AP test, the SAT or ACT, or the California High School Exit exam. Shmoop is there for you.
Class of 2018, you've just completed your orientation. At this time, we will take your questions. Thanks for listening.